How you doing, YouTube? Matt, Massive Beer Reviews, back with a little industrial arts up in this piece in the form of their state-of-the-art series. This be their fresh crop New England style IPA, Strata, and Brew-1 hopped. Yeah, this is a 6.9% ABV New England style hazy that was packaged on October 24th. This is a couple days past Christmas, so we're talking about 2 months on this sucker. Keep that in mind. Done. This is kind of like it looks like they're generic, kind of like a scratch series, I would assume, because there's really nothing about the beer other than down here where it says batch info, and they kind of print it on the can. So we'll see what's what. This can comes courtesy of Tyler. He dropped it on me. I get a decent amount of industrial arts by me, but I don't know if I get a lot of these kind of beers. Kind of their kind of, I guess, brewery one-off series stuff. Label-wise, it's got honeycombs on it, so I can dig it. And as far as the beer goes, that looks like a big old hazy to me. Where do all my napkins go? I need a napkin. I spilled something in the slob. Oh. Look the other way. There we go. Anyway, so yeah, she looks like a big old hazy, maybe a little bit darker than what you'd expect from a New England style IPA. But this glass is also, it's again one of the new glasses I got for Christmas. My brother-in-law got for me. It's a little bit smaller than the bigger one. Like, you guys know this glass I use all the time. You can tell the difference, how much smaller this one is. But I think it's actually a little bit wider. No, not really. But, not as much beer in it. So, but I like the shape. Let's get a nose. It smells like an older New England style IPA. And by that I mean, you get a huge sweetened melon characteristic off this, and sometimes that's just hops expressing themselves. That could be the case here. I do get that with Strata a lot, so that could be that. But it's also, I think I get to that point a lot with a little bit of oxidation. I can actually kind of be an indicator from the coloration being a little bit more brown, a little bit darker than what you expect from a typical New England style IPA. So that age can be letting in. You can have a little bit of hop creep going on. A little more oxidation, maybe a little diacetyl in there that could be attributing that to. I'm not really getting that on the nose. Smells like tropical fruit, melony sweet. Smells like the beer is going to come off very, very sweet and not have a luscious cream mouthfeel. I mean, those are kind of the things that I really look for in New England style IPA, that really luscious mouthfeel. And not being overly sweet, even though a lot of people have been skewing that way. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, she's just a bit old. Let's put it that way. Not nearly as sweet as I thought it was going to be based off of the nose. But it does have this softness to it. You could tell there was like this vibrance to the hop a bit ago. And it's lost a little bit of its luster. It still has those melon vibes. There's a little bit of soft generic bittering, leaning a little bit towards grain kind of bittering component in there. But other than that, that's pretty much it. That melon is almost eking into like a marmalade jammy kind of thing. The sweetness, since it does give you those kind of like marmalade jammy vibes, the sweetness isn't overtly sweet, but it's a little bit kind of a refined sugar sweetness. Yeah, that little bitter on the other end. It's got a soft mouthfeel, but it's not luscious. Done and done. I mean, it's actually really close to what a lot of people shoot for nowadays when it comes to a New England style IPA. You're talking about sub 7%, not a ton of bittering, fruit juice leaning. It's getting there, but I think age has done this a little bit dirty. Listen, you're talking about 2 months. I don't think that's too much to ask for a well-kept New England style IPA. There's a lot of people that can't even reach 1 month and their beers go sideways. Industrial art's a little bit different. There's stuff, not that they shelf turd it up, but they do a lot of distribution. So, with them putting another facility online, it's only going to get wider and more reaching their distribution footprint. So their goal, from what I've had from these guys, is more often than not, they're meant to be beers that hold a little bit longer while on the shelf. And in the grand scheme of things, in a perfect world, they are kept in a refrigerator. But this one might be a little bit different, being that it's one of those kind of, they would put it, their kind of state-of-the-art series, their scratch series. I assume they're shooting for something that is a little bit kind of less, not that they're shooting for less stable, less shelf-stable beer, but they're shooting for beers that doing smaller yields, lower yields, that go out in the world and get consumed faster, so they just don't have the time to kind of sit on the shelf. Those kind of beers, I assume, with the construction that you're trying to do with those beers, might not be something that you're like, okay, let's get 3, 4, 5 months of shelf stability out of this thing. That's my guess on this beer. It's not a bad beer. It's not a negative beer. It's not a poopy beer. But it does have a little bit of oxidation going on. It does have a little bit of that hop creep kind of going on, adding a little bit of that. That's where I think a bulk of the oxidation came from, in combination with a little bit of kind of knocking out the vibrance of those hops. That's pretty much it. So yeah, let's talk about it. Is it one of the better New England style IPAs I've had as of late? No. It's not bad. It's not negative. But at the same time, I think it's just a little bit past its prime. Let's put it that way. Value and availability. Their price point usually isn't too bad for me, but I don't know what these one-offs go. So maybe Tyler can chime in and leave you with, if you like what, will you like this beer? Let's put it this way. If they do another batch of this and you get this a month or sooner, I assume they're not going to do another batch of this. This looks like one of their rotating hop things. But if they were going to do another one of these, even with this different hop combination and it's less than a month, I would probably jump all over it. I would love to have tried this beer fresh on draft or in a can close to its release date, because I think it would have been something quite a bit different, and I think it would have been pretty damn good. So there you go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Down there if you want to talk about it. Massive Beers if you want to check me out doing the social media stuff. Beer Massive. Want to check me out doing the podcasting thing, and hopefully you guys enjoyed our review. Hopefully you're enjoying a little bit of haze right now, and hope to see you next time. Cheers.